Hey everyone, welcome to 5 More Minutes, the show where two friends relive their childhoods, drink bubblies,
Nice.
uh, and that kind of ruined my train of thought. But we talk about our things from our childhood that we missed out on and that we didn't miss out on. And I'm Kendra.
And I'm Scott. I don't have a
Yeah,
bubbly, but I have a Gatorade. So
that's the opposite of bubbly.
it is pretty flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Today at school, it took me 3 hours to drink my energy drink. It was pretty flat by the time I finished it.
Makes sense. That is quite a while.
Yeah.
Spread that
Also,
caffeine.
yeah, I opened it like a little earlier than normal.
One of those days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Sounds exciting.
How's your face?
My face is fine.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's getting better. I just like one of those days where you like wake up and you have a headache. It's really fun.
That was kind of like me last Friday because of my allergies. It's like I went home from school early. I think my allergies just gave me like a sinus thingy. I don't think I had a cold. But it was bad on Saturday morning when I tried to walk my dog. Like I had to keep this eye shut because it was just like watering like the entire time.
Yeah,
It was rough af.
that is pretty rough, dog.
Mm-hmm. I got the tree shoes.
Nice.
That's why I want someone to buy my $400 worth of shoes.
Dude, people have just been going crazy buying shoes on the eBay, up to like 6 pairs in the last 3 weeks. It's pretty nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Um. Well, I have a couple dumb jokes here because it's been a little while since we read those. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um. What did the horse say after it tripped?
Nay, bitch.
Help! I've fallen and I can't giddy up.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Why do cows wear bells?
Because they like to moo it, moo it.
Because their horns don't work.
What? I don't get it.
Bells. So instead of a horn that would make noise, you have a bell. Their horns don't make noise.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit far away from me.
I see. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have any dumb ones that have come through on your phone?
No.
No. Hmm.
I feel like there was a joke, and then someone told it to me, and then I forgot it.
That does tend to happen, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
So it's not really in my membrane anymore.
Yeah. All the rest of these are lame.
I mean, I think all of them are lame.
That's true. There are some that are more lame than the others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. I also thought it was something funny to have you try, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the best way to do it.
Okay.
Um. Basically, I thought it would be funny to find either a couple of ridiculous headlines or one of them is like a very short news story. And you need to put on your best anchor voice
Oh.
and try to read it without laughing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching the TikTok lady who teaches you how to newscast because she's a newscaster. So
Oh,
if I had been, I feel like I would have the upper hand.
you
But
would.
how do you find a? How do you find a?
Well, I have them. I have like little snips, like JPEGs of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could either, I guess, share my screen and have you read it, or I
Mm-hmm.
could find if there's an easy way to send them to you, I can send them to you.
Um. Uh. I don't know.
Uh,
Can you email it?
should be able to. Yeah. Let's see here.
And I have to like good evening like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Okay, but it's gonna be something stupid like I like to fuck bitches or something.
Well, it's not gonna. It's like an actual news clipping, so it's not gonna
Oh,
go
is it
that
like
hard.
Florida Man?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them. One of them's just a headline, but save that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is like a very short news article, but it like gets more ridiculous the more you read it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna find a way to attach these. So what else has been going on the shoe front for you?
I think I could get a half size smaller in dunk highs. They fit very different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I had to like all of my normal dunks I have laced really loose and I have the laces out. And I had to like lace these, like lace them.
Like serious.
Yeah, like serious needed to tie them. And I don't know if it's just I don't know, it's weird because my Jordan 1s don't fit too loose. Like I almost feel like I could get a half size bigger in Jordan 1s if I really wanted them to be loose.
Yeah, that's
like
what
I have
did
to
too.
tie the dunk highs tighter than I have to tie my Jordans. Like it's really weird. I got them back there though. I wore them on Tuesday for dunk day.
Dunk day. Is that Tuesday now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Today I have worn my trainers, which are actually really comfortable. Like those air trainers, those are comfortable.
Makes
Then I
sense.
wore my gold mountains. And then yesterday, what did I wear yesterday? What did I wear yesterday? Did I take a picture of my outfit?
What did I wear? Someone's outside yelling at their dogs.
Why don't I remember what I wore yesterday? I know that I changed my pants like 3 times.
All right. Weird flex.
Because everything looked weird with whatever I wore.
I see. We may never know.
That is a conundrum. Today I wore my New Balances. And if I didn't get those Air Maxes, I was going to get a pair of New Balances because they're on sale on this one website. And then I got the Nikes. And I was like, damn it. Because I think if I had like a gray pair of New Balances, I'd wear them like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're comfy AF.
Okay. Did that email make it over to you?
Yeah. Sorry. It's just really bothering me why I don't remember what shoes I wore yesterday.
Got that old brain going.
Well, I did smoke some weed before this. Oh my gosh. I actually did it before I went on my run because I listened to this podcast by this guy I follow on TikTok named Tim, and he's really cool. He's also a sneakerhead. He has a whole basement full of shoes. That's how I found him originally. And he was like, yeah, I have like gummies before I go on runs because it helps my body relax and not feel so old. And I was like, why have I never smoked weed before going on a run? It might kind of counteract the inhaler. But I didn't notice my knee or my hip hurting. So, and then I was like, I'm just going to smoke some more before we record. So I guess now my students know that, but whatever. And I don't know if that's why I can't remember what shoes I wore yesterday or not.
It all loops back together.
That's really weird though that I don't remember. Okay, anyways, which one am I doing first?
I think I numbered, well, one of them is just capture, one's capture 2. Just do capture 1 first because it's the actual little story one.
But am I supposed to read it in a news anchor voice?
Yeah.
Like, Florida man. Nope. I just instantly went to Florida man because
that's what you figured it would be.
Because that's what because I saw the word Florida and in my brain I went man. And in the back of my head, I'm still trying really hard to remember what shoes I wore yesterday. Because I wore khaki joggers. And I think if I could remember what shirt I wore, I would be able to remember what shoes I wore. Because today's Thursday, right?
It is.
Yeah. And I wore joggers.
Joggers?
Oh, I wore the Kizzos.
Ah.
See, I knew that I needed to remember the shirt because I wore a shirt that I thought would look because my shirt had flowers and the shoe has a flower, and it was like a whole thing. Okay. Whew.
Ah. Interesting.
Okay. Anyways. Oh, I feel like I have to say good evening first. Good evening. Florida couple arrested for selling tickets to heaven. How's my news anchor voice?
Very good. Very good so far.
Okay. A couple in Florida, Tito and Amanda Watts, were arrested a few days ago for selling, quote, golden tickets to heaven quote, end quote, to hundreds of people. They sold the tickets on the street for $99.99. I don't know what that means in abbreviations.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Per ticket, told buyers the tickets were made from solid gold and that each ticket reserved the buyer a spot in heaven. Simply present the ticket at the pearly gates and you are in. Tito Watts, what a name, said in his police statement, quote, I do not care what the police say. The tickets are solid gold, and it was Jesus who gave them to me behind the KFC and told me to sell them so I could get me some money to go to outer space. I met an alien named Steve who said if I got the cash together, he would take me and my wife on his flying saucer to his planet that is made entirely of drugs. You should arrest Jesus because he is the one that gave me the golden tickets. I am willing to wear a wire and set Jesus up. End quote. In her police statement, Amanda Watts said, quote, we just wanted to leave Earth and go to space and do drugs. I did not do anything. Tito sold the golden tickets to heaven. I just watched. End quote. Police said they confiscated over $10,000 in cash, drug, paraphernalia, and a baby alligator.
That's pretty good. Good job.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Was it actually kind of okay?
Yeah, I think so. I just like read it, and by the time I got to the end and like baby alligator, I was like, what is happening?
That is random. Megan has a baby alligator skull. I think its name is Arthur.
Oh, Arthur the alligator, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't remember. It's a little guy though.
Okay, so the next one's just a headline. So just make it through the ridiculous headline in your voice like a news anchor.
Why don't you have to do this?
Well, because I already read it. It's less fun.
That's rude. Good evening. That's no unicorn. It's a donkey with a dildo on its head. Mom's fury at birthday treat fiasco.
Nice. Yeah, and I don't know how much of this is like doctored.
Dickhead picture, Marjorie has slammed the supplier of the unicorn treat.
Wow. Yeah. So I don't know why that thought struck me, but you know, here we are.
Next week, I'm gonna find things or whatever. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna find things for you to read in a news anchor voice.
There you go. Yeah. I figure we could just try to find like really ridiculous stuff, and then it's more fun if you haven't read it before, because then if you like crack up while you're reading it.
That's an interesting contraption,
right?
It's like they took a strap-on harness thingy and they attached it to a donkey lead.
Yeah.
Like it's like they redneck engineered two separate items together, because that's definitely a normal donkey like lead. We used to have a donkey named Francis.
So you are intimately familiar.
That looks like a mini donkey though. It's pretty short compared to the window.
It's a little baby. So yeah, fun stuff out there, you know.
I can't do the donkey noise.
Oh, yeah, I can't either.
I can do a good horse though.
Oh.
You heard my horse?
Not for a while.
Oh, I think it will not pick up in the microphone.
Oh. That's what I figured you were going to do it for.
I was. I want to go golfing sometime, and the paint that I ordered, also I figured out why the clear coat came out bad, because I plugged in the paint I plugged in the air compressor the other day, and I don't know if I somehow did this without thinking, or if I bumped into it, or this air compressor vibrates a lot and maybe it just did it. But the the actual air compressor was set to like 5.
Oh.
So when I was spraying the clear coat on, it didn't have enough pressure, which is weird because I didn't adjust anything in between. At least I don't think I did. I guess I might have. I might have turned it down too far because I knew that the clear coat couldn't come out too fast. Maybe I just don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
But that's definitely how come it went on like that.
Ah.
And since it goes on so wet, I couldn't really tell it was doing that until it dried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I was using 400 grit sandpaper and not even able to get the bumps off. If I did get them off, it went clear through to the primer. Like there was no so I don't even think it laid down good because I think that's like it was going through to the primer.
But
right. I used a lot of the base coat, like figuring out how to use the gun. So I didn't have any base coat left. So I ordered half as much this time because I don't need to like I think I had to put more coats on than I needed to the first time because I was trying to figure out how to get the spray, like how to get it to spray good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting really bad coverage the first couple passes because there's like 3 different flow adjustments. I couldn't figure it out. So now I'm like extra mad at myself because the paint went on really good and I didn't want to spend more money. And I hate driving this stupid red truck. And it says it takes 5 to 10 days to ship. And I ordered it Tuesday morning, like last Tuesday morning, and it hasn't shipped yet. So
were you going to
it's
try to
probably
do it
not.
this weekend or?
Yeah, I wanted to do it this weekend since it's a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, maybe it'll come this weekend and then I could go golfing next weekend.
Perhaps.
But it did not. But it did not come and it hasn't left yet, so it's not going to.
Those bastards.
Yeah, but then I figured school's almost over and I can go golfing whenever.
True.
Whenever you're available. So I've had my stupid golf clubs for like 4 months and I haven't used them, and no one's bought my stupid old golf clubs.
Yeah, I suppose that's kind of a hard sell.
Yeah, I feel like I need to. I was trying to sell them separate because I thought it would be more enticing that way, but maybe I should just like put everything in the bag and list it for like $70.
Yeah, probably get more bites. Just get someone
I had
started.
one person message me asking if they were graphite, and they're not. So that is those irons though are like a really good brand.
That's
like
good.
The handle or the flex, it's like flex steel. It's actually like really good. I looked it up.
There you go. Hopefully that'll get you luck. Oh, at a garage sale, at when we went garage sailing.
I still need to finish painting.
Oh yeah, you do. He's getting there, kind of.
I haven't worked on it since December.
Oh, so he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
At the yard sale when we went last weekend, we stumbled on this one place, and it was just like in my mom's neighborhood. Like they were having kind of a few yard sales over there, and this guy was just like selling stuff for like super cheap. My mom got like new Bose speakers in the box for $1. And he had this like surround sound stereo system, like in a big box, like a 40-pound box. And he's like, oh yeah, I never set that up because it doesn't come with speaker wire. I was like, okay. And
That's
he's
like
$5. Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's just $20. And I like looked it up, and in 2021, it retailed for $3,800. And people are like asking like $1,700 to like $600 for it online. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll buy it. So now I have that to see if I can sell.
Oh,
It'd be a pain in the ass to ship though.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, not doing too
bad. I've
bad.
been using that coffee grinder, so I haven't listed it because it's really nice to have 2. Because I don't make espresso every day, and every time I adjust my grinder, I have to run like a full cycle of beans through before I can make espresso, because otherwise it's like mixed. It'll have big, like it needs to flush the grinder out.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm wasting less coffee this way.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. It's not the best. It's made for making like a lot of shots in a row. It has this little half circle thing that spins with a lever. So it kind of sucks to just make one shot because I have to like hit it repetitively until all the espresso comes out to like make sure I have the right amount in my basket. Because it's meant for doing like multiple, like
many.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've also been looking at houses, and it's really annoying because they're all really expensive. I'm tired of not being able to use my backyard because this stupid bitch dog.
The stupid bitch dog. Yeah, houses need to change a little bit. They're crazy.
Yeah. I saw a listing for a 700 square foot house. Guess how much it was?
200?
250.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
We paid at 170 for ours.
Yeah. Well, when all of the houses that are $300,000 were like 170 the last time they were sold.
Yeah, exactly. I think ours is probably getting close to 300 value now, which is nuts.
Yeah. How many square feet is your house?
It's like 1230. Nothing crazy, but good enough.
Well, anyways,
What are we talking about this week?
we're talking about Air
Air.
because I didn't want to pay $20 to watch the D&D movie.
Yeah, that's funny that it's only on. Did you say it was Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Why did they only go there?
I don't know because I saw it was on Amazon, but you have to have Paramount Plus on your Amazon.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Stupid bitches. Also, why did HBO Max just change to Max?
did they?
Yeah, I had to download a new app.
Oh crap! I haven't been in there
It
in a little bit.
it well, I use HBO, but I mean I was still signed in. I didn't have to log in again.
Oh,
It told me
okay.
I was going to have to, but then when I clicked log in, it just logged in. But for some reason, HBO Max is just Max and it's blue instead of purple.
Oh, all
And
right.
it's weird.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah, they were reborn.
Okay, dramatic much.
Apparently, they blended HBO Max with Discovery Plus. Oh, one of the podcasts I follow, and that's why we drink one. A lot of the stuff she talks about for her crime stories is on Discovery Plus, so maybe there'll be good things on there.
Yeah, maybe get some new stuff.
Yeah. Did you watch any of those things about the serial killer?
No, I didn't
They
yet.
pretty much like know who it is and have a name for a guy, but he was never convicted. And I guess in the documentary it like leaves out his name, but if you look it up, there's like a name associated with it. They're like pretty positive it was him, but they just had no evidence to convict him.
Mm. And those were on something weird too, weren't they?
It was on Amazon.
Oh, okay. No,
At
that's not
least
weird.
the first one was. It was called something weird like Cold River Killer or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And I was like, why not something else that's more
Why not?
relative to the area? But okay.
They didn't want to draw too much attention, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, are you gonna try to get any of those Yeezys?
Yes, I have.
There's two of them in there already.
Yeah, I'm already signed up, baby.
I just don't want to give money to Kanye, so I'm feeling conflicted.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't win anyways because I have never actually bought anything with my account, so I'm at like the end of the things. It seems like based on what I've read.
I'm feeling like I should hopefully have pretty good chances because I bought so much from Adidas in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of gonna go for most of this last run, I think, and just see what they come out with. Because any of the slides or the foam runners, yeah, I mean, you're doubling, tripling your money right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. They did make sure to put in the description that portions will now be donated, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't say how much. I can't find how much anywhere.
They probably
Or
don't want
like
you
a
to know.
specific organization because it just says like organizations. It doesn't say like uh you know.
Yes,
It's very
it's vague.
yeah. Um yeah, we just extended shoe corner. But that's okay because our topic is about a shoe, that shoe right there.
Yeah,
Because we're talking about Air, which is
air.
about it is not about Michael Jordan. It is about the creation of the Jordan 1.
There you go. And
Yep.
Nike's pursuit to
Not
get,
be running shoes.
yeah, not to be running shoes and to get, their first big athlete to do that, break into
Mm-hmm.
basketball.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I watched it Sunday night, I think.
Sunday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it has been a few days. Um oh they do have, sorry, I'm going back and forth, but they do have two specific organizations listed
Oh, that's good
if you
anyway.
look it up. Yeah. The Anti-Defamation League and the Philanese and Keita Floyd Institute for Social Change.
Okay. Well, you can see
Yeah.
where some of your money goes anyway, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, back to that. I don't remember really anyone's names, so I might need to look that up. It was
Matt
kind of
Damon
funny.
was Sonny.
Well, oh yeah, and then Pete or Phil, the designer guy.
That was
Started with a P.
Phil was the CEO. Phil was Ben
Oh yeah,
Affleck.
I kept getting Phil and Paul. Is his name Paul?
Hold on, I just saw
Peter.
it.
It's
Peter.
Peter.
Peter,
Yeah,
Phil,
I don't know
Sonny.
why. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I guess we'll do first impressions. What was your first impression? You always make me go first.
Yeah, first impressions. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. Um, it really, I mean, it's a movie. It's really gonna play on like the drama and the
Mm-hmm.
things like that of going through
Mm-hmm.
it. But it seems like a lot of it was pretty accurate to what actually happened. So it's
Mm-hmm.
fun to kind of see the other side of it. And it'd be such a weird world in which you were had Matt Damon's job in that, and you're like trying to go get athletes to wear your stuff. It'd be such a weird
Yeah,
thing.
his job seemed especially vague as a job, like compared to it. But it's because like when it's like sports, they have like recruiters. It was kind of like that, but it was like less structured. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like kind of, I mean, it was kind of like the Wild Wild West. You were kind of like going around and just doing whatever to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's definitely not what you would probably think of it.
Mm-hmm. And I just looked up pictures of Phil Knight to see if he wore eccentric outfits like that, and it
Did you
seems
not
like
watch
he.
the credits? They had like a slideshow of like all the characters,
Oh,
and he was
oh,
dressed
really?
just like that.
I like stop. I think I stopped because I was tired.
And we kept like throughout the movie, we were like, "Oh God, why is his bare feet on the desk?" And they had pictures of that guy actually doing that, so that was just him. So they
Which
accurately
is funny
represented
since
it.
you're working for a shoe company.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. It was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wear shoes though, but yeah, I run a shoe company.
Yeah, I liked his tight pink hot pink leggings under the running shorts. Like very 80s. Like very, 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 very 80s. And the big shades.
Big giant shades, which almost look like they're back in today. Like those just look like normal shades for today.
Mm-hmm. I think just one thing while before I forget is that the only thing that bothered me is that the the gym bleachers in the first scene seemed too modern. They had like
Oh
the
yeah.
handrails that collapse when you push it in,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that that is something that most people probably did not notice
Yeah.
because I was trying to figure out or if this was it or not. But like so in One Tree, oh gosh dang it, I keep touching this stupid adapter.
Hmm.
Um, in One Tree Hill, the gym that they use um is Michael Jordan's high school gym. Like they filmed One Tree Hill in Wilmington, and that is actually like the basketball game scenes are actually in the gym he used.
Oh
And it almost kind of looked like it was that gym, which even though it wasn't him playing in that gym, I could see them doing as like
yeah.
a thing. And I tried to look up pictures because I'm sure that I'm sure they weren't most of what they were doing in One Tree Hill was probably edited since an actual high school uses the gym. And I was trying to see like pictures of it to see if it kind of looks like that, and it is blue, like it's a blue and white interior.
Hmm.
And it might just like in One Tree Hill it has wooden bleachers, but One Tree Hill was filmed 20 years ago, so
Yeah.
but it actually literally bothered me that the bleachers were
We're too
modern.
new.
Yeah, but so I was gonna look it up and I didn't, but I'm feeling like that probably is that gym, and that's how come they used it.
That could be kind of a
Because
little.
and Wilmington is a really big filming location. I guess if we looked at the filming locations, maybe it would. I don't know. Could say that.
It could.
Also, I forgot to look at reviews, but I'm sure there's probably at least one bad one in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, I thought it was a good time. It was definitely interesting to see. I don't know, like the relationship between. I guess what is it? Phil Knight, was that Ben Affleck?
Mm-hmm.
Phil and then Sonny, and then I guess just while you're looking that up, there were, to summarize basically for people that don't know, back in '84 when this was Sports, basketball, and things like that were dominated by like Adidas. Um, and was Reebok the other one? Who was the other one that was kind of the big one?
Um, Converse.
Yes, Converse and Adidas. So those were like the big deal things. And that was actually who Jordan was originally going to go with back then was Adidas because Adidas was the hot thing. Everyone wanted to wear them.
They
Um,
were the only all leather shoe.
all leather shoe. I'm sure they had more support than like Converse on the basketball court because it's hard to believe
Although
Converse.
Converse is like the original basketball shoe, which is like so weird to
It's
me.
hard to believe now looking back at it.
Yeah.
That just shows you how terrible shoes were back then, though.
Yeah.
But this movie, Air, focuses on Sonny Vaccaro, and he's like the guy that was marketing athletes to try to get Nike into the basketball scene, and he kind of fixated on a young Michael Jordan and tried to run with it. And it was like just as he was drafted by the Bulls already, so he already knew where he was going, and people didn't think that much of him yet because he hadn't really proved himself. But that the whole movie is kind of him trying to go through Jordan's family, trying to get like enough budget and funding deals to make the deal happen. And it's funny to watch them strategize, and then they're like, okay, we got to wow him. We're gonna make him his own shoe for the pitch. They're doing all this like way over the top things to get him to come interview and like look at it all. And obviously, it ends up working. We know Air Jordan's a thing now, but it was really their big get. Um, so I pulled up like random differences between the real story and the movie. I thought we could go over.
Mhm.
Um, so one, how long Nike pursued Michael Jordan. So it would be hard to fit it in the movie, but you kind of get the sense that things happen really quick in the movie. Like, it could be over a week or two. You just see like a stressed out Matt Damon freaking out. But apparently in real life, they pursued him for like 3.5, 4 months before they finally nailed him down. Um, and of course, it'd be hard to show that in a movie over that time span, but
Especially with the movie focus on the things that it's focused on.
yeah, exactly. So they said painstaking 3.5 months pursuing Michael Jordan. The next one is the budget to sign. So Air makes it really clear. They're like, we have $250,000 for sponsoring basketball player, but we could get like 3 to 4 players with that. So it's really not that much per player. So that's the number that they're working on in Air the whole time. But apparently, in the real world, Nike had 2.5 million, but that was over the span of 5 years. So it would have been spread between 5 years, but that could have been up to like $500,000 a year if they really wanted to allocate it that way. But um, they were actually close to bankruptcy at this time, so they were being very stingy with their money. So that's probably why they chose kind of a lower number to play with.
They did kind of allude to that a little bit because they were talking about how like if they didn't sign someone for this, there would be no shoe department. But
Yeah,
they didn't allude to like necessarily the whole Nike overall thing.
sure. Next difference. So in the movie, Matt Damon plays Sonny. Eventually, kind of undercuts everybody and goes straight to the Jordan family. He drives over to meet the parents and to meet Michael, um, putting his whole career on the line. Basically, he's putting all his eggs in one basket. Um, and at that time, he's kind of stopped by the mother and talks pretty much exclusively to her. And it makes it seem like in the movie that he had never met Michael Jordan yet. But in the real world, he met Michael Jordan way before his parents. Um, he met long before that, and before he even met his mother, he met Michael like immediately after the '84 Summer Olympics. And so this, I guess it was just to play up the drama and like you didn't know him, but he didn't meet his parents first. Um, Another famous one. So Michael Jordan's mom did famously push Michael towards Nike, saying that we believe you can make more money here. But there is one phone call in the movie between her and Matt Damon's character where they're going over terms and like, he will get a percentage of every shoe sold in perpetuity, which they did not do back then for sports shoe deals. Um, but her role in the deal was really like played up. Um, it wasn't as crazy as you probably see in the movie. Um, but they kind of did this as an artistic point because they purposely keep Michael Jordan out of this movie. You never really see the
Yeah,
actor's
you
face.
don't. Yeah, you never see his face. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. You're always seeing like the back of his head. He's staying very quiet, not really saying anything. And I think Ben Affleck in a movie or in an interview said that that was done very much on purpose. They don't want to take away from the other parts of the movie, which
Yeah,
you
because the
would do.
emphasis it's not like because because it's not about Michael Jordan. It's about the shoe.
Right. So Matt Damon talking with his mom instead and really striking up the deal instead of bringing Michael into it was kind of a artistic choice for the movie to keep the focus away. So, and from what I've read, it sounds like Michael Jordan pretty much bought off on the script of Air. So he knew how everything was going to be portrayed. Let's see.
It's really interesting how he just like did not want to be with Nike though.
Yeah. I mean, Nike was kind of the black sheep as far as that. I guess they hadn't really done anything cool yet, and they were looking to make that first big stride.
Yeah, and they were like just known for running shoes, pretty much. So
yeah, pretty much just track and field running, but not like a lifestyle shoe, and definitely not a basketball shoe. So the name Air Jordan comes up in the movie because obviously they come up with that when they're making the shoe. They make a joke because David Falk is like this other agent that they're working with outside of their company who like gets them leads on potential sports athletes. And they joke around because in the movie he says he drops the name Air Jordan first, and then when they're making the shoe, they say, "Oh, it's the Air Jordan," and they're like, "Well, somebody already said that," and they're like, never mind. No, you take credit for it though. Who cares? And apparently, in reality, um, the designer Peter Moore and Falk worked together to make the name. And it does mention that Falk did say it first, but they were actively collaborating on it, so there wasn't really that drama. Boy, side note, the guy who played David Falk in that movie, how crazy he would get on the phone with Matt Damon and how like angry he would get. I'm gonna eat your balls. I'm gonna cut your balls off and eat them. And we're like, why are you so focused on his balls, man?
that's true.
He was really freaking out.
He was.
So the last big difference that I'll hit, and I don't know if you can really call it a difference, but as far as assigning someone credit to who like actually won Michael over for Nike, Matt Damon's character makes a huge speech in the conference room and basically, it's kind of taken that wins them over is what happens. But apparently everyone kind of had to play on it in the conference room. And then Michael Jordan's on record saying that the person who convinced him most was the George Raveling character, the one who Matt Damon met in the bar. And, he wasn't really even part of the proceedings. He just basically put in a good word and that was it. So he was kind of the one that ultimately tipped the iceberg there. So, yeah. Either way, Michael Jordan's made billions on Air Jordan. So I'd say he made the right choice in the end. Yeah. So those are kind of the main differences.
I'm assuming the movie was accurate about that. Was the first time that there had been a deal where the player would get a percentage of the sales.
Yes, I mean that's the first one it really happened with, and you saw like Phil Knight, Ben Affleck's character in the movie saying, "Oh God, what did we do? We just like changed the whole market and the way things are going to be done," which is true. I mean, there's tons that are done like that now. There's tons of athletes paired directly up with their own shoe line, with their own branding. So it definitely changed the way that sports marketing is done.
Yeah. Sponsorships are more than just free gear now.
Yeah, more than free gear and a one-time payment, which I mean makes sense. And then the other cool thing that I don't know if you caught because it was right at the end and like the little note came up, but Matt Damon's character Sonny Vaccaro was a huge part of the
Oh, I did see
the
that. Yeah.
2014 NCAA,
Mm-hmm.
being able to pay college students for use of their name and likeness on like jerseys, sports gear, which they never had before. They were basically like, "Hey, we're paying for you to go to school here. You're sponsored. That's enough." But when they're selling tons and tons of jersey and they've got some star player that's bringing all this revenue into the school, it's not really fair not
Yeah.
to
Well,
compensate
yeah,
them.
and especially when like you're a full-time student and a full-time athlete, and even though your school is getting paid for, a lot of them probably, like, not all of them, but like a large portion, I feel like, of college athletes don't have family money, and that's part of the
Mm.
reason why they were pursuing sports. So like they have just their money for school. How are they
Yeah,
supposed to do other things when they go to class full time and then practice 40 hours a week?
yeah. Yeah, so they're not going to have money to like do things in the city or get food, get rent a lot of times. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a better system now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess that's kind of it in a nutshell. I don't remember if you were looking up anything else. Oh, you were going to look at
Um,
some reviews, eh?
yeah. Oh, and just well, another thing about that is that then that thing for the NCAA like changed even more like 2 years ago, when there's like now there's like less restrictions, and like they can make deals with other companies, like they can be
Mm.
endorsed outside of just their school. So that's cool
Yeah,
too.
that's nice. They can get a little bit of extra sponsored money.
Yeah.
Do that
Um.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I did find some reviews. Also, I just really liked the movie. Like, I don't know. It had like, because there was hardly any change of location. It was like all taking place in like the same building,
Mm.
uh, which was cool. Oh, one other thing that bothered me.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
now maybe this is because, oops, um, this sunny guy was from like the East Coast, but it was driving me absolutely nuts that no one knew where Gonzaga was when Gonzaga is like not that far away from Portland.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I understand that it's the 80s and there's no internet, but would people in Portland not know where one of the like major universities is that's in the literal neighboring state? I just, that bothered me, but I don't know if it's like real or not.
Yeah, and when he talked to that one cashier at the convenience store, he's like, "You know where Gonzaga is?" And he's like, "Spokane." And I was like, "Okay, well, no one says that."
Yeah, I was like, this might be weird for like you guys thinking that it's weird because it's so far away, but I feel like
Hmm.
it's not actually that far away. It's like 7 hours, if that. I don't know. Driving direct from Spokane to Portland's less time than driving from Spokane to here to Portland, so it's probably not even that far.
Yeah, and
But
I mean, it's probably obviously it's a much more well-known name now since their program's kind of lifted way
yeah,
up compared to what it was.
so I'm thinking that maybe normal Portland people would have known where Spokane was, but maybe since he's not actually a Portland person,
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
because I was like really bewildered. I was like, what?
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Now I'm curious at how long of a drive it is.
I must know.
I guess if I wanted to be specific.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I was looking over the cast for this. The
6 hours.
George Raveling guy that he met in the bar. I didn't even realize that was Marlon Wayans.
Oh, I did know that
I did not
because
notice that at
I
all.
think I looked it up or something. I was looking at the cast list or something, and I was like, huh, that's funny because like we were gonna watch the D&D movie and then we didn't.
Yeah. Full circle.
Good old Marlon Wayans. And I was also just gonna plug ourselves in the butt. But
What?
if you want to listen to the history of Air Jordan, it's episode 63.
There you go. You get some of this
And we do
information.
apparently now have 7 ratings on Apple Podcasts, which is not enough to mean anything. So if you're listening, please give us a review.
Are they terrible
Because
reviews?
one of those is me, and a couple of them are because I paid that $5 for that stuff. No, we do have a 5-star rating, and I do know that
Wow.
a couple of my students just went in their app and gave us a rating without listening.
Yeah, probably.
Because they did it while they were at my desk. But
Nice.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I liked the movie because I liked that they did all the small things to put the focus on the shoe
Yeah.
and just the other parts of even his life because I saw something that was like an interview with Ben Affleck where he was talking about how he talked with Michael Jordan and he realized then he was asking for stories about his dad, but he was actually talking about his mom more. And so like his mom obviously did play some sort of role in that.
Yes.
Um and and then Ben Affleck's like, oh well, I realized the story wasn't actually really about Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like about all the other components. But I also thought it was interesting that Michael Jordan specifically asked for Viola Davis to play his mom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? That's got to feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, and she's a really good actress anyways, but
Yeah.
um, you know, I don't know, go watch How to Get Away with Murder or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, is she in that?
I have no idea. I don't know that show.
I thought she was, but now I'm feeling confused.
How dare you?
Wait, who is it? Is she not in that? Did I make that up? Oh no. Okay. Whew. I was like, I swear I watched the first like 5 seasons. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, she also apparently plays Michelle Obama in something called The First Lady,
Oh, look at that.
which I don't think I knew about.
Getting some chops there.
Oh, it's about how in the East Wing of the White House, many of history's most impactful and world changing decisions have been hidden from view, made by America's charismatic, complex, and dynamic First Ladies.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So we have people playing Michelle Obama, Betty Ford, Eleanor Roosevelt. They're playing all of the wives. Not all of them, some of them.
All the wives.
Mm-hmm. Kiefer Sutherland is in it. It's hard to go from Kiefer to Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, reviews. There are 11 1-stars so far.
Wow.
This one says horrendous. I don't know how it is possible for anyone to give this movie a better rate than 6.5. Why'd you give it a 1?
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Oh, here we go. I'm rating this a 1 because of the inflated rate and the horrendous cinematography. Way too many medium close-ups and became very annoying to watch. I can't help but laugh when they hold on Matt Damon's face whilst he gives the most watered down speech that lasts for what feels like 10 minutes. I actually thought that was a good speech. It might actually be that long. The jokes are corny. I was boggled at the amount of stupidity that funneled through my ear no matter the supposed intensity of the scene. Well, he wouldn't like our podcast.
I guess not.
I thought I was in for some Moneyball, which I actually never watched, type dialogue, but I became increasingly annoyed with the writing. I'm not even going to say any more except warn you not to watch this piece of garbage, or you may lose many brain cells unless you're doing it to protest corporate movie culture.
Huh. All right. Well.
Yeah. There's another 1-star that says it's Affleck's Affleck's weakest movie.
Is that right?
What? Okay. What? Next up, Coca-Cola the movie. Okay, sorry. These 1-stars are okay. I'm gonna read 2. 40 minutes to get to quote Jordan is a killer. 40 minutes to get to quote Jordan is a killer.
What?
The next 15 minutes only offer a very angry agent on the phone and an average scene in the backyard between Viola Davis and Matt Damon. In between, very obvious snippets of the 1980s memorabilia and very obvious trivia script lines, naming the company after the Greek goddess who personifies victory in any field, including art, music, war, and athletics. Then, at last, things start to get slightly more interesting at the 1 hour mark with the appearance of Jordan's occupant, the meetings, I don't know, with the companies, the famous red shoe, no mention of the aerosol. They actually, sorry, excuse you, sir. They did actually mention the aerosol.
They did.
Maybe you weren't watching. Dubbed Air Jordan and maybe Affleck in pink tights, but that's it. I mean, there is no suspense, and the characters are being too emotional for contract over a shoe no one has stepped in.
I don't think the shoe was the biggest thing.
I'm confused by the Jordan is a killer. I don't really understand. Does that just mean did it take 40 minutes to get to Jordan is good at basketball?
I guess so.
I don't And they actually did talk about the aerosol when they were in the basement.
They did, yes.
Like, you weren't watching.
That's why they
I
said
was known as the
Air
one sentence
Jordan.
reviewer. Yeah. Like he was like, I've been working on this. It's new. Like, they literally talked about that.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh, RIP MJ23. This 2-hour Nike commercial is a disgrace and a disaster. It's one big advertisement. It's all references. It's all rehashes of nostalgia. It's all hindsight. It's 2020 winks and nods. It's all formula copies over an ocean of formula copies. We have seen this before. We know how it ends. We don't need to watch this.
Wow. So I
Yeah,
guess never watched like any documentary.
people are bad about this, but I did want to read this other one all the way through because it's weird. Next up, Coca-Cola, the movie, or Idiocracy, or A New Low, or Reasons to Exterminate 90% of Humanity. All of those ended in an exclamation mark.
Okay.
Explaining. Practicing sports is good because it turns an athletic activity, which is healthy but boring, into a game, which is fun. And a lot of people should do it to be healthy, live longer, and waste less money on meds. Professional sports is awful. It makes only about 20 people play it, and hundreds of thousands of people to just sit down and watch them for hours, making them waste their time and money and become less healthy as they are just sitting. Most ads are also awful. They are not there to inform us about the pros of a product. They are there to manipulate us into buying something that is often not the best for us. For example, associating something that we like to whatever it is that they are selling, so that our primitive associative brains think, if I buy that thing, I might become like that person.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, she's coughing.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna have to edit that. That's so annoying.
Woo.
Nike is also awful. At this point, everyone knows that their production uses a lot of child labor in China. Their quality is pretty shoddy. They pay pennies to make it, and they charge us hundreds of dollars for their clothes. Movie stars are also awful. We pay a lot of money to incentivize people to be good liars. Now let's put all of that together and promote it all like all of this is great! Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bubbly. Drink it.
Oh, I should have brought regular water up here. Okay, let's read some tens. We'll skip all the middle ones. Whoa, that's long. Not reading that.
Too long.
Immersing experience. This has got to be one of the best, quote, based on a true story movies I have ever seen. From the soundtrack to the wigs to the 80s fashion, I felt immersed in the storyline. What the director got right on this movie is the rawness of Nike's desire to sign a superstar and save their failing basketball division. Matt Damon was impeccable. Get that Oscar ready. I especially appreciated the homage paid to Michael Jordan's parents in the way their tenacity and professionalism garnered the unprecedented deal any athlete has ever seen was remarkable. The all-star cast delivered a lighthearted, serious, at times film that almost made you feel as if you worked at Nike headquarters in Oregon and you were eager to show up each day. The surprise cameos delivered on depiction and likeness, all the while keeping us engaged. The ultimate craft of the film was drawing such a suspenseful reaction from the audience when we already knew how the story ends. Definitely one that could be viewed over and over again.
Nice.
Whenever these two friends come together, they create movie magic.
They do a lot of good movies, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Anything the GOAT is mentioned, it's a 10.
Simple as that.
Okay. This person really liked, it says Air is why I love movies. And they really liked whatever happens between 22:25 and 25:05. They really liked that 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
It just says greatness in all caps. This is the greatest part of the movie for me. It captured the essence of MJ and who he was, and that he knew he was ready to show the world that he is. Matt and Ben loved those two. I'd watch them if the entire film took place in a closet. Viola is always superb. Chris Tucker is just a feel-good moment all the time. Jason is as wonderfully sarcastic as they come. All in all, this was filmmaking. Took us back to the 80s in perfect fashion with minimalistic locations, great production aspects. I truly aspire to reach this height in my craft. And yes, I've watched this many times over.
impressive.
Yeah. A lot of people think the film was really well executed and had a good cast.
Yeah. I mean, which you can't argue. It's pretty crazy cast when you look at all of them.
The overall review right now is 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
So, yeah.
There you
That's
go.
pretty good.
Pretty good reviews.
When I coughed right there, it laughed, or I hurt. Sorry.
I
it
laugh.
Hurt.
I hurt.
So yesterday I went to CrossFit and I haven't really been going very much because of softball. So I've just mostly been running, and we had to do these things called seal walks where you put your feet, I almost said your two back feet, but you put your feet on two small plates, like little 5-pound ones, and then you do a plank, but you walk.
Oh, yeah.
Like 25 feet, and then we were doing lunges back. So I don't know, I did like 5 or 6 of them, and it did like your outside abs, and it hurts so bad. I also demonstrated it to my students, and I think there's a video of me floating around Snapchat.
Uh-oh. Getting those videos out there.
Yeah, that's fine. If only they watched these videos like they watched those videos.
We're just not entertaining enough for that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what's your rating?
I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Because I mean, we're both suckers for shoes, and seeing things like that's always
What do
going to
you
be.
mean?
Yeah.
It's your fault that I'm like this.
No. Maybe
And
bad
you know what?
influence.
It's your fault that I have a second pair of these sitting right here.
Did you go for 2 of them?
Well, I entered on 2 raffles. Remember, I won 3. I had to cancel my Nike order.
Oh, I didn't know you got 3.
Yeah, and then I canceled the Nike order, but I entered on social status and the Alma website because I was just being willy nilly.
Well, I guess I can trade you those blue Air Maxes for them if you want. I still got those for you.
I was like, maybe I'll just buy those from Scott because mine are starting to wear out. What I don't understand is why they fit so much different than every other pair of Air Max 1s I have.
Yeah.
Like, they fit looser. Like, I had to put thick insoles in them because I had to tie them really tight.
Yeah.
And I have 3 other pairs of Air Max 1s. Or, well, one pair on the way. But the other 2 don't fit like that. It's almost like I don't know if it was a different like submodel.
That is really weird. That is strange.
Yeah. There's rainbow trout dunks.
Oh, I've seen those, yeah.
And they're on sale. They were on sale on a website, and I was like, if I don't get those Air Maxes, I want those because I called myself a rainbow trout one day at school. But then I got these, and I'm like, because they're on Hibbett Sports.
Huh. Whatever that is.
Yeah, it's just a website. Those UNC 5s actually have a receipt. I think it's kind of like a footwear store on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like how we have Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're on, they have them in my size. And I kind of want to get them.
Did they like come out there early or something?
Yeah. I think this is the only place they're in stock.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want a pair, they're in stock in your size.
And they're called the Rainbow Trout?
Yeah, they're listed as the colorway, but if you search Rainbow Trout Nike Dunk Lows, and you'll see like a Hibbett Sport link. It's called Sequoia Alabaster Safety Orange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see those.
But the thing is that they're kind of weird, and I don't know if I'd wear them that much, but I want them really bad.
Yeah. I guess we strayed again, but
yeah, we did. We're really bad at that.
I was giving it an 8 out of 10, like the shoes. Always love Matt Damon, pretty much anything he's in. So I'm a sucker for that. How about you? What do you think?
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Ooh, nice. Solid 8.5.
And not like a sarcastic 8.5, like an actual 8.5.
A real one.
Yeah.
You get those 80 vibes. You get to see a purple Porsche. I mean, what else do you really want?
That's true. You get to see Ben Affleck wear tight pants.
Tight pants, ridiculous tracksuits. It's fun. It's a fun time.
That's the outfit I should have gotten you for your birthday.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd have to find a good reason to rock that around,
I mean, you don't need a reason.
You just do it.
Your reason is just existing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess any other thoughts on the movie? Go watch it if you haven't seen it and you like shoes.
Yeah, it's on Amazon and you don't have to pay extra for it,
Yeah, unlike the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
which is $20. So we will have to put that on hold.
Wait until it comes to some other streaming platforms.
Yeah. Okay, well, like I already mentioned, on any of those podcasting apps, you can find us and like us and download our episodes and follow us and leave us a rating and a review. You can send us an email to 5FIVE more minutespod at gmail.com. You can follow us on all our socials at 5 the number 5 MMPOD. Don't forget to share us with your friends and family, your friends who are your family, and your family who's more like friends and family. Bitches.
Bitches. With that, we'll clock out till next time.
Bye.
See ya.